Okay, let's bring in Francisco Diego, Lecturer of Physics and Astronomy at University College London. Great to have you on. Now, my knowledge is that there are hundreds of billions of stars, quite like our sun, and there are hundreds of billions of galaxies, so there's got to be some life somewhere, hasn't there?
Yes, absolutely. But we have to be careful. We have to examine how life emerged and appeared and evolved here on this planet. And we have to be aware that the life we're talking about started with very primitive life, with very simple cells, which are called prokaryotic cells, which are not, they come to a dead end. And for a vast majority of the life on Earth was just bacteria, which is the prokaryotic cells are. It was then a kind of revolution, as it's called by one of my colleagues at UCL, Professor Nick Lane, the revolution from the prokaryotic cell to the eukaryotic cell, which is another kind of cell, which is bigger. It has a nucleus, it has a lot of organelles, and those are the cells that can make animals and plants, and we are made out of those cells as well. So any aliens will have to be made of those cells as well. Now, that took a long time. Most of life on Earth was bacteria, and eukaryotic cells come at the last time in a very difficult situation. But then we have the possibility of wiping out the carbon dioxide, getting the oxygen in the atmosphere, and transforming the planet Earth more amicable for life. So those things we have to consider. Now,
I get your point, Francisco. I mean, sorry to interrupt. I get your point. I mean, life is a miracle, and any other life would be a miracle. But if there is life out there, and if it's advanced enough to get in touch, there must have been calculations made by scientists to estimate how close might the nearest life be,
well, yes,
and how long would it take for them to get in touch with us?
Well, yes. Yes, there are calculations all based on probabilities, and there was the famous Drake equation that came a few decades ago with calculating the amount of civilizations in our galaxy able to communicate in radio waves and all that kind of stuff. Now, we have to remember, we have several billion years of history on Earth, of geological history, out of which we could have evidence of alien intervention in those billions of years, because essentially the universe, before the formation of our solar system, the universe was already making solar systems well before. So any aliens that have planets similar to us that were in those times will have had all the time necessary to develop the technology to populate the galaxy.
So you're saying that if they were that advanced, Francisco, you know, why haven't they contacted us? But if they're superior, might they look at us and just think, well, they're not worthy of being contacted if they're inferior to us?
Well, we have another thing. When we have they, is not a single species of alien. There will be trillions of aliens, because we know the formation of solar systems is very common. We know the amount of planets in our galaxy is vast, is larger than the amount of stars, and we will have aliens coming from all directions, from all kinds of technologies, and we have zero evidence. There will be trillions of aliens if that was the case, not a single species. So some of them may decide to contact us, some of them may not, but there will be plenty of evidence in our geological records, and also in the records on the moon, because there will be some evidence on the moon. We have mapped the moon with lunar orbiters, with absolute pristine detail, and there is absolutely no evidence of aliens.
Strong argument. Now you've got me thinking maybe they don't exist. It's good to speak to you, Francisco. Francisco Diego, Lecturer of Physics and Astronomy at University College London.